What is going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new YouTube video. In today's video, I'm doing a full in-depth review and try on haul of Alphalete Men's Drop 4. It has been a long time since I bought any gym wear, but Alphalete Drop 4 looked a lot like the kind of clothes that I would typically go for. I've been absolutely loving CG's content recently. I feel like we're watching a Christian at the peak of his powers. Not only is he in phenomenal shape, but his businesses are flying. And it just seems like he's been in a really good place generally. So when it came to buying gym wear, there was only one place that I was going to look. Guys, I'm not going to lie, I went a bit crazy on this drop. I spent £400. But that's okay. I'm telling myself it's an investment because I do spend a lot of time in gym wear, and it really has been a long time since I bought any gym wear, so I needed a base of new items really. Just so you have some context as you go throughout this video, I am 5'9" on the dot. I'm about a 33-inch waist, and my typical sizes for tops and hoodies, normally a size large, and then shorts, joggers, underwear, typically by size medium. So firstly, let's go over the order. I went for the ProFlex short sleeve t-shirt in black, which I'm wearing right now. I got the same shirt in iron charcoal, and finally the tactical olive colorway. I got the ProFlex long sleeve tee in black, the ProFlex long sleeve in tactical olive. I got the precision tee in black, the Vantage joggers in black. I got a 3-pack of the core boxer briefs, and finally these weren't part of drop 4, but I picked up the Apex Vault shorts in tactical olive, in black, and midnight, which I'm wearing right now. I did really want to get the duffel bag, but to be honest, I've got a couple already, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't justify getting a third. I also didn't go for the Union mineral cutoff or the t-shirt, which is a shame because the t-shirt is definitely an item that I would buy, but just a personal preference. I'm not really a fan of big logos or lettering, and cutoffs I don't tend to wear that much, sometimes in the height of summer, but I just couldn't justify getting one of those either. Before we get into this, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Alphalete Drop 4 men's review and try on haul. Let's do this. So we'll start with the ProFlex short sleeve t-shirt, and straight off the bat, I love the look, the feel and the fit of this item. For me, it just feels so premium to the touch, and hopefully you can see in the try on footage, you can see the kind of texture of the material. It has this really nice kind of textured pattern to it, and you can definitely feel that too. For me, this would fit right in on the shelves of premium high-end retailers. This material feels amazing on your skin. It fits great. I really like the fact that this particular t-shirt fits really nice and snug on the arms and the chest, but it's a bit more relaxed everywhere else. I was kind of worried that it might be quite tight and snug to the waist and the midsection as well, but it's actually a bit the opposite. It's quite relaxed in that area. It's got a bonded hem on the sleeves, which means there's no visible stitching whatsoever, and the same is true on the bottom hem as well. I also just love the way this t-shirt is so minimal in general across the board. Even the shades of the colorways are really nice, and I really feel like they've just let the feel and the look of the material be the star of the show here. There is just the one Alphalete Performance Division logo towards the bottom of the left-sided hem. I do love the fact that this is so minimalistic, as I say, but I feel like I wouldn't be annoyed if there was a small A logo on either the center or, you know, offset on the chest. One thing I do have to say though is that I do feel like the neckline is just a little bit too big for my liking, maybe just like a centimeter or two. I feel like when it's on, it just looks a tiny bit big on me. It might just be me though, but it's definitely not a deal breaker, and it doesn't take away from how much I really like this shirt. I trained in one of these yesterday and I felt really good in it. The large is true to size for me, and I feel like it makes me look good, which, let's be honest, is essential criteria for any shirt. I already know that this shirt combined with the Apex shorts is going to be a staple combination for me, and as you can tell by my order, black is typically a color that I would go for, but I do actually think that the iron charcoal out of the 3 colors that I got is my favorite one. This iron charcoal short sleeve ProFlex tee with the midnight Apex short is a great combination. With CG's discount code, these clock in at £37.80 a piece, which on the surface might sound expensive for a short sleeve tee, but personally I feel that given the quality, the look and the feel of this thing, I think it's well worth that price tag. This is a great item. When it comes to the long sleeve, we've got the exact same quality, feel and fit to the item as the short sleeve. There's not really much else for me to say that's different to the short sleeve version. The neckline's the same, it still hugs the arms and chest nicely, still nice and relaxed everywhere else. Again, feels great on the skin, large is true to size. I know Christian was saying in his videos how he prefers the long sleeve version of this item. I've got to be honest, for me, I think I prefer the short sleeve, purely and selfishly because I think the short sleeves make my arms look better. But regardless, the long sleeves are still going to be a staple for me, again, paired with the Apex shorts, especially as the temperatures drop. I can see myself wearing these a lot more. With CG's discount code, these clock in at £39.60 a piece, so they're about a couple of quid more than the short sleeve version. But again, I just think these ProFlex tees are great, and they are more than worth that price tag. Next up, we have the Precision tee, which is a very different fit and feel to the ProFlex. Whereas the ProFlex feels a lot more like a dry fit, athletic kind of material, the Precision tee feels and looks a lot more like the cotton spandex blend that it is. This does feel really nice and soft on the skin. It doesn't have the same bonded hems as the ProFlex tee, so there is visible stitching on the sleeves and the bottom hem. There is a nice Alphalete logo front and center on the chest, which I think is a good size and not overbearing. I will say with this t-shirt, the sleeves fit nice and snug on your arms and make them look really good. But if you're a guy with bigger arms, sometimes the sleeves can ride up a little bit, and that makes the material bunch up. It kind of bunches up and sticks out a little bit at the shoulder, but I also feel like that would go away after a couple of washes and the fabric relaxes. But just so you're aware, if you've got bigger arms, the sleeves on these can ride up. In fact, it's a bit more snug fitting than the ProFlex tee overall, which I actually really like. It makes your chest look nice and full. I feel like it's got a hint of a taper going through the waist without being snug in the midsection, which I love. It's a really nice length. You can do pull-ups in these without exposing any skin. And I also feel like the neckline on this t-shirt is absolutely bang on. In fact, I feel like if the ProFlex had a neckline like the Precision tee and maybe that hint of taper that the Precision tee also have, I feel like that would make the ProFlex an even better product, if I'm honest. Again, that doesn't take away from the ProFlex in any way, shape or form, but I think I do prefer the neckline and the snug fitting, especially through the midsection of the Precision tee. With CG's discount code, this came out to £28.80 a piece, which I think is actually a really good price. Just remember that it's a very different product to the ProFlex tee. Just a note on the ProFlex and the Precision tees, large has been true to size for me, but if you're in between sizes and not sure which one to get, I would probably go for the bigger size. Next up, we have the Vantage joggers. Now these joggers, visually, I really like the look of them. They look so sleek and smooth. I'm a big fan of the small A logo on the side, but I've got to admit, fit and feel wise, I'm not too sure how thrilled I am with these. They feel quite thin to me, and although the material feels nice, when I go for joggers, I typically prefer to go for something a bit thicker and a bit more cozy feeling, if that makes sense. And these particular joggers just don't have that feel to them. I remember CG saying that the ankle cuffs are quite small, and he was right, they really are quite small, and they're quite tight to put on as well. You can just about slip them on, but sometimes you might actually need to just reach down and pull them over your feet, and they do fit quite tightly around your ankle once they're on as well. The waist is a bit more relaxed, which I like, but the drawstrings are disproportionately long. The fit is okay. I think they could be a little bit more snug all around, but especially on the legs. I have quite big legs and glutes, and as you can see in the try on footage, they're not excessively baggy on me, but they don't exactly do much to complement your physique either. Zip pockets on both sides is always a plus to me. The size medium seems pretty true to size. Overall, I'm not sure personally I'd buy them again. I just think they're a different style of jogger to what I would usually go for personally, but I will still definitely wear these casually. Price wise, with CG's discount code, these came to £43.20 a pair, which I would pay for a pair of joggers, but probably not a pair of joggers like these. Okay, so next up we have the Core Boxer Briefs, which, sorry guys, I'm not going to model for you. It's not that kind of video. Now, when I was planning what I was going to buy and drop for, I was actually thinking about getting 2 or 3 packs of these. So like 6 or 9 pairs total, but they are 36 quid a pack, so 12 quid a pair. For me, that's not a problem. I would pay that for more premium underwear especially, but I did want to try them first before committing to buying more. The verdict on these is very positive. I'm a big fan of this product. Love the fit and feel of these. They have such a nice feel on your skin, and I particularly like the way they have a bit more of a silky feel rather than a pure cotton feel. When it comes to underwear, I definitely prefer a more silky feel to the material rather than a pure cotton feel, because the more silky stuff just kind of like glides over your skin. So I have quite big legs and the antithesis of a thigh gap. So if I don't have nice quality boxers, the rubbing when I'm walking will just rip through them in a few ways. But thankfully these feel great, and thanks to the lovely material, I did not experience any uncomfortable rubbing in them. Now the leg length is a touch on the longer side. For context, the Apex shorts are a 5.5 inch inseam, and these boxers are probably around a 5 inch inseam, which is fine, but I wouldn't mind them being a half an inch or even a full inch shorter. But overall, I would definitely go back and stock up on these and make them my daily driver. The medium is true to size. They make you look really good. With CG's discount code, these came to £32.40 for a 3-pack, which, having tried them now, I feel is really good value for money. And finally, we come to the Apex Volt shorts, which again are not as part of Drop 4, but seeing as I bought some, I figured I'll go ahead and review them. I've been wearing these for a couple of days now, and I really do like the fit and feel of them. Zip pockets on both sides, which I love, because I feel like these days it's so hard to find shorted zip pockets. So I'm really glad that Alphalete have got me covered here. As I say, these have a 5.5 inch inseam, which I feel is the perfect length for showing off a little bit of quad without being too short or riding up when you do an exercise. I love how the minimal branding on these kind of matches the ProFlex items. So when you wear these items together, it looks really nice and coordinated. The waist fits nicely, and the Alphalete lettering across the waist is a nice touch. Size medium is true to size for me. I will say though, a bit like the joggers, the drawstrings are quite disproportionately long, and although the black mesh paneling is nice on the other colors and it provides a nice contrast, I would be interested to see a color matched version, so the mesh paneling is the same color as the rest of the short. That's not a deal breaker. I still don't mind the black paneling on them. These are still a great item, and as I say, paired with the ProFlex, this is going to be an absolute staple for me moving forwards. With CG's discount code, these came to £32.40 a piece, which, considering the product, I think is a pretty good price. And that is going to conclude this Drop 4 review and try on haul. Overall, big fan of Drop 4, but I think the pick of the bunch for me has to be the ProFlex short sleeve tee. I love this item, and I can definitely see myself wearing it a lot. What are your thoughts on Drop 4? Did you buy anything, or do you have any favorites? Let me know in the comments below. If you've got any questions, leave them there too, and I'll be happy to answer them. As always, remember to like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.